All right, guys, so in today's video, we're making ourselves a steak sandwich. So what we're gonna first start off with is by cutting this onion, cut it in half. We're gonna try to go as far back as possible. We'll go through the middle and a little bit. Like claw grip it as tight as we can. And then we're gonna just start to dice. And yeah, it's normal that it gets harder as you keep going. Just be careful. Jeez, I can't see shit right now. Oh, goddamn. That's how you know you have a good onion, guys. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer these into a container and make things a little easier for myself. Take this, Jesus. I'm going to get my induction burner and we're gonna get to cooking the onions. Stainless steel induction, it's not really made for induction, but it works for induction. Skillet, I love it. I used it already a couple times. I think it's amazing. Like the heat distribution is great on it. Yeah, we're gonna be using this right now to cook the onions. We're gonna start off just by laying down some oil. And for this, you can just put them in right away. It's not a big deal. You don't really have to wait for these to, like we're not trying to like sear them or anything like that, like a quick sear. We're really trying to cook these down, so it doesn't really matter if I put them in right away. I'm just trying to get a nice amount of surface area on it. I'm gonna start off by putting some nice black pepper. Salt's gonna help break these down a little bit. Now this process can take you about 20 to 25 minutes to really get them nice. I'm going to add some brown sugar. That's really gonna help caramelize these a little bit. That paired in with a couple tabs of tomato paste is really gonna help bring these to another level. All right, we're just gonna leave these here. Drop our heat down a little bit. Okay guys, so what we're really looking for here is you really wanna start waiting for the bottoms of this to start slightly sticking to the actual skillet. Once you start seeing that the bottom is starting to stick a lot, that means most of the moisture is out. And then from there, we're going to deglaze that bottom. And as you guys can see, like I said, you can start to see that the bottom is starting to pick up a little bit. Okay, at this point, I think this is rendered down just enough. I'm going to go in with my red wine. And as this reduces, the flavor of that thyme is gonna go in with these onions as well. At this point, I don't wanna put the thyme in there for too long, just because if I do, it's a lot of the flavor of that thyme is going to go into the onions, and I don't want that. But we'll keep these on the side because we can still use these for our steak later. This is what we're currently left with. I'm gonna go instantly and put my first steak in. We really want to get a nice sear, so I'm just gonna leave it. And just like that, we got a real nice, beautiful sear on the steak. We're gonna go back again to reapply a little bit more oil. We're gonna sear off that fat. And we're gonna get those aromatics in that butter. Move from the heat, we don't want to overcook these steaks. Place them on a little plate on the side, let them rest. And all I'm gonna do now is simply put everything on top, just like so. All right guys, the last thing that we have to do now is to make the chimichurri. To do so, oh, where's my phone? It's quite simple. We're gonna start off by getting some parsley. Now we are going to be, I'm not gonna be measuring this out perfectly. You guys can look at some recipes online on how you can do that. We're gonna start off with our parsley and we're gonna start the process by finally chopping. I have my mortar and pestle right here. We're just gonna add in the parsley, just like so, and just like that. Leave that guy to the side. Got a little bit more parsley here. Don't worry too much about that. That's okay. Make it a little extra garlicky for today. I'm just gonna thinly slice the garlic, and then we're gonna start to break it down. Ooh, we don't want none of that. Get that out of here. Get out of here. We don't want you. It's fine if there's a little bit of extra parsley, and we're just gonna put that right back in. And we're gonna try to get this as minced as we can. If you already have pre-minced garlic, go for it. But fresh garlic always tastes better than like the stuff that's like put in the can and like kind of minced, and that's kind of been sitting in like some juice for like a year. So, I mean, you're not gonna get anything better than the fresh stuff, right? And that seems about fine, guys. We don't need to really go that much deeper into it. Put that into, I think that's the mortar, or is this the pestle? Comment down below, do you know? Is this the mortar and this the pestle, or is it the opposite? I'm not too sure. 2 small red chilies. I think this should be enough. These aren't necessarily chilies. I think these are actually serranos. But I mean, serranos are technically chili, right? If I'm correct. So we're gonna really thinly slice these. Now, if you want this to be spicy, leave the heat in there. If you're afraid of spice, I would remove them. I'm not afraid. I kind of want a little heat in this sandwich, so I'm not gonna be too afraid of keeping all of that in there. And once again, even for this, slowly kind of break it down, put it in there. It's gonna get processed more as we develop it in the mortar and pestle. Dry oregano. I put a nice, decent pinch in there. Be careful when you're using oregano, guys. Oregano is very, very, very strong. So if you put too much, it's only gonna taste like oregano. So I'm gonna put some black pepper, obviously. A decent amount, actually. We're gonna put a decent amount of black pepper in there. And a nice, solid pinch of salt to go in there as well. From there, we're going to need some olive oil, because we want it to be a nice kind of marinade slash sauce. And we're gonna finish everything else off with some red wine vinegar as well. Just kind of top that off. And then we're gonna go with our mortar and pestle, and we're going to just slowly combine that. You really don't need to do anything too crazy. Most of the work was done from the chopping. I just want to do this to help kind of break down the garlic a little bit and really get this into like a nice consistency that I want. Okay, and there you go. That's our chimichurri right over here. Take a little taste. Ooh. Ooh. Let this chill on the side of the counter for about 10 to 15 minutes to let all the flavors really incorporate. What I got over here, some nice bread that I got at Première Moisson. I don't know what type of bread it is, guys. Do not ask me in the comment section what type of bread it is. Get whatever bread you like, take whatever bread that you have that you can make a sandwich with. It really isn't that important in terms of like what bread it is. Just make sure that like it's a bread that you like and a bread that you can use to make a sandwich. And I think that's the most important part overall. All right, so we're gonna start by cutting this bread into an actual slice that I can use for this sandwich. Gonna move that. And we want the sandwich to be about this big. So we're gonna go down and get about that much. And that's what we're left with. We're gonna cut this in half, and that's gonna be the top and the bottom of the sandwich. So we're gonna take this part now, cut it nicely in half, just like so. And when you have artisan bread, that's kind of the vibe you're gonna get. You're gonna be getting like these nice slices just like so. Pretty easy to work with as well. The inside is really soft, the outside is definitely where you're gonna get more of that crunch. Now, I probably should have made this just a little bit longer, but I don't really wanna eat too much, so it's fine. We're gonna get ourselves like a nice little sandwich to eat. Just like that. From there, we're gonna start the assembly process of the sandwich. We're gonna start off with our caramelized onions that we have right over here. We're gonna get ourselves a nice layer of these and just put them as the base of our sandwich. From there, for a nice, beautiful pieces of steak on top. Get some nice chimichurri that we're going to lay down right across the top of the sandwich, of the steak, I should say. Just like so. Top the rest off with lettuce of your choice. I'm going to be using some romaine. I'm going to be putting right on top. And then we're gonna finish it with the top bun. And just like that, we get ourselves a nice, beautiful steak sandwich with chimichurri and caramelized onions. All right, let's go in for a bite with this guy right here. All right, guys, this is what the sandwich currently looks like. Steak is actually cooked really well. I'm actually surprised. I put a little bit more chimichurri on top. Really don't be afraid to let that just go down on the sandwich. Just like so. I'm taking ourselves a nice bite of this right here. Oh yeah. That's an amazing sandwich, actually. It ended up becoming a little bit of a messy eat near the end, but overall, amazing sandwich. Love the flavors. Love a little bit of the heat that I get from the serrano. It's not too spicy. It's really very flavorful. The chimichurri definitely brings a lot of like a very strong flavor, but then you also afterwards get like the flavor of the steak that comes out as well. And the only thing that I had a problem with the bread, like this is the only bread that there was kind of left in the store when I was buying it. And I think, you know, using like a different type of bread probably would have been way better than what I had, unfortunately. The slices were pretty much uneven as well, but like if you get yourself like a nice fresh loaf straight from the morning, if you go to like a nice bakery, you can probably get something very, very, very good. The sandwich would probably be 10 times as better as this one over here. Try to get something really nice, get something that you can cut uniform, you know, as well. This bread is very ill-shaped. And it made the eating process a little bit harder too. And then like there was the bread to like sandwich ratio was a little off in my opinion. But overall, I think the principle is there. There you have it, guys. The Chimichurri Steak Sandwich. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Let me know down below what you think of it. Let me know if you tried it. And yeah, if you have any other recipes that you would like to recommend for me to try, leave a comment down below. I read all of them. I try to respond to most of them as well. And in terms of me actually trying to make the stuff that you guys suggest, I also try my best to do so. If I haven't done it, usually it's because of like, I already spent all my money on other stuff, or when I went to the grocery store, I couldn't find the thing that you guys wanted. So in terms of the chicken wings, Brayden and Nico, if you guys are watching this, there were no chicken wings when I went to the store, unfortunately. And you know, I don't want to keep going back to the store over and over again. It's kind of tough. And there just weren't any chicken wings. So I said, forget it for now. And yeah, in the next quote unquote batch of videos that I'm gonna be making, I'll definitely try my best to make chicken wings. But yeah, as always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. And I really appreciate if you stayed this long. I put a lot of work into these videos. And yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, I probably wouldn't be making them. So with that, I wish you guys a wonderful day / night, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.